guys, welcome to the Angeles Forest. Beautiful day for a drive, and for my man Nick here, third time's the charm.
Hopefully.
This is our third go around with this car, which means I feel more bad for him than anyone who's ever been on our show before. The first time I had an audio issue. The second time a guy tried to be helpful by using his phone to control the GoPro, and it turns out it wasn't recording, which I learned when I got home. So now we have 1, 2, 3 all recording. So Nick is back. Is it an 06?
07.
2007 Saleen S281 Extreme. I remember this car was your dad's, and you got it from your dad.
Yeah.
It's a cool dad.
Yeah, and then I gave it back to him. So, but still nice enough to let me take it out. So.
Right. So these cars were modified. They basically, Saleen took delivery of body in white kind of Mustangs.
Like a GT.
Yeah. Took them apart, rebuilt them. So what was the E? The E is supercharged.
So yeah, so there's like 3 models. The supercharged, and then there was one above that, the Extreme. The Extreme has the same supercharger, but it runs a little bit more boost, forged internals.
They should have picked a different letter, considering. Is this the Extreme?
Yeah, this is the Extreme.
Okay.
Yeah. So
supercharged, forged internals, 6-speed gearbox.
Yeah, out of a GTO from the early 2000s.
Yeah, so it's like a T56 gearbox, right?
Upgraded rear diff with 410 gears, which make no sense for this car, but it makes it hilarious. And then suspension modifications.
And you've done some basics, right?
Yeah, a tune and long tube headers, injectors, and.
Okay, so what's this thing supposed to be making for horsepower?
Well, I mean, Saleen said it was going to be making 550 at the crank stock. It made like 430 stock.
Really?
Wheel,
Whoa.
But now it's making 500 wheels. So
okay, 500 wheel. Oh yeah, your clutch is heavy. This thing has a heavy clutch.
Oh, yeah, that's the other modification.
Is the clutch?
Yeah, because the original clutch got eaten.
Well, that's different than the last car I just drove. Sorry. Hopping from car to car has its advantages and disadvantages.
Hey man, you're smoother than me when I fired it up this morning. Got out of the WRX and I almost freaking stalled it.
Oh, that sounds
clutch
nice.
drop.
So your dad got this thing new, right?
No, we bought it used, but with pretty low miles on it. We put a fair amount on them at this point.
It's still got just under 40, and it looks the business. This was the last Saleen car that I really liked. I like how this thing looks. It looks cool.
Yeah, it's got kind of like an 80s vibe to it, and I mean, I certainly prefer it to the GT500 of the same year.
GT500s, those things were no bueno. That was one of my first ever car reviews, and I called it a Crown Vic with a blower on it. I was not very kind to that. They got a lot better.
Yeah, well,
ooh, the sound of it. Man, that sounds nice.
Yeah, from the factory it has like dumper valves, essentially, vacuum operated, I think.
So when you go flat, it just goes...
Yeah, so the center tips are what's open all the time, and then if you look in the diffuser, there's cutouts for a couple of pipes, so it's quad pipes.
I didn't know that at all.
It's a little bit like, I guess, the Boss 302 setup, except for it's not side mounted.
They have the side dump, but you have to manually unscrew those with a screwdriver.
Yeah, but that's only if you want them open all the time, aren't they? Yeah. They're like, what, RPM operated?
No. They're either closed with a screwdriver or open with a screwdriver.
Wow.
Anybody who run with them closed, I'll never know.
I want my Boss 302 to just sound like a normal GT.
This sounds like an animal.
Yeah, it's got some character.
And did you do the torque arm upgrade with this, or panhard bar?
Yeah, panhard bar, lower rear control arms, and relocation brackets. So because when the cars get lowered, if you don't adjust the panhard bar, then the rear end sits off to the side and looks Mickey Mouse.
That's got power.
And it pulls.
Damn, that's not slow, is it? That pulls pretty good. That's not slow at all. I like the seat is as low as it goes, but I feel like I'm sitting kind of up on it.
Yeah, it's not like a race car seating position.
You meant some like proper. I mean, I know Saleen and their basket weave headrest is part of the trademark.
Yeah. If I were tracking this, I would definitely.
Racing seats would go a long way here.
Yeah, and I think it's better for like a tiny guy like me. So.
Yeah, well, you can't judge cars based on whether or not I fit. That's not really how it goes. Wow. See, last time we attempted this, we were on a much tighter road where you couldn't really run this car very much.
Yeah,
now out
despite
here,
Saleen being a race car driver, this is much more muscle car than it is track car.
it feels muscle car-y. The shifter's really heavy. The clutch is heavy. I mean, although you did that. But it really does feel like a muscle car. It kind of hovers up above the road a bit instead of being really glued to it. Although, to be perfectly honest, the solid axle is making pretty good work of this road, which is bumpy.
Yeah, well, I mean, this has a lot of the, simple stuff that they did for, like, this is the handling package Mustangs. Like, it's got the, the upgraded shocks and springs.
It's definitely a Mustang because your hood shakes at speed.
Oh, yeah.
Saleen could not
This is
fix
the Saleen
that.
hood, but they still can't.
They still couldn't make it.
It's part of the charm.
Yeah, I couldn't make it not fix. It's not shaking speed.
I think I watched your initial review of the 5.0, the new one.
And it shook its speed.
Yeah.
Yep, they couldn't fix that either. The Shelby they did. They redesigned the whole thing.
Okay. Well, with the car doing, close to 200 like the Shelby, I guess that would be a real alarming.
Wow, this thing's got some pace to it though.
Yeah.
And it's got attitude. It's got attitude all over the place.
Going 5 miles an hour, it sounds like you're going 100. So we could be doing no speed and it would sound like you're doing much faster than reality.
The downshifts sound mean as hell because you get that supercharger whoop, and then you get you get both. You get all the good noises. All right, let's see how it is up the hill on power. Jeez, listen, that sounds so cool.
That's something you don't get with the centrifugal type blowers.
No, you get that hissing.
Yeah.
Wow, listen to that. That's a mean motherfucker, this thing. It's fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun from this seat.
Do these things come up for sale very often?
No. They built 300 of them from 05 to 07.
I don't see them around very much.
I mean, you can get a supercharged one, but then
It's the Extreme is the ones that are hard to
Yeah.
find, right?
because they just didn't build really any of them. Because, I mean, it's
Wasn't
not
this
like...
car like 90 grand new?
Yeah. So
So
it had to be
expensive.
insane. 'Cause
Yeah.
Think about 2007. You're like, the guy who bought this was like, fuck a Z06.
Yeah.
It's better in every way. I want that Mustang.
Yeah.
But, this has charm. And it's held its value decently, so I guess.
It's a neat car. Like it's certainly fast. It makes the right noises. It's got a cool look. Is it the greatest car ever made? No, but it's pretty neat.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather buy one of these than buy someone's like home built tuner Mustang.
Yeah.
If that's a comparison.
Yeah, well, this will definitely hold its value better than someone who dumped
That's true.
another 50 grand into their GT.
And the 80s ones, man, I
Yeah.
love them. I love the 80s Saleen cars.
I'm hoping to hold on to this long enough to where it's got that kind of mystique to it.
Yeah, right now it's like my Corvette is a 98,
Yeah.
and that's at minimum cool right now.
Yeah.
My Corvette couldn't be any less cool.
But it's got your own thing to it.
Right,
you know?
and then
It's
what's
got
going to
its own
happen is in
coolness.
5 years it will become cool ironically.
Yeah, hipster cool.
It'll be hipster cool, and then it'll work its way back up to regular cool,
Yeah.
which is where the Fox body is now. The Fox body has gone through minimum cool, and has gone through ironic cool, and is now just cool.
Yeah.
So you have to commit to the. Oh, that's a fucking deer.
This has the brakes off the S7 in case you're wondering.
I almost launched you a new hood right there, didn't I? Got to keep you on your toes with that one. I've never seen. They usually go across. They don't really go.
That was like the head-on collision.
We would have had
Death wish
fucking
gear.
Bambi right in the camera. Oh, imagine the views. The views would have paid for your car.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been bad but good. Yeah, so this thing is on its way to minimum cool.
Yes.
Before it will return through ironic into cool again. probably when they make, gas cars illegal.
Yeah, well, this should already be illegal.
Yeah, when gas
Single red cam blower.
when gas cars are illegal, this will be like the car in The Last Chase, where the guy's like, no, and he pulls it out of a shed, and it's like, fuck your electricity.
I want to keep this car long enough to where it's like Fast and Furious, like it's the car underneath the cover in the garage in the back, where it's like the car you take out to scare people.
I never drive it because it scares me to death. Yeah, that would be perfect for this car in 20 years. But you got to hold on to it for like another 10 and go through minimum cool and out the other side. And then your car will be super cool.
And hopefully Saleen doesn't botch his name more.
Yeah, I mean, he's the business is pretty much shot. Hopefully we don't find out he touches kids or something.
Go out with some grace, hopefully. Or turn it around with like some billionaire that invests a bunch of money.
But even though we're approaching minimum cool for this, it's still pretty fun to drive. It's still fast and loud, and the interior has held up. Not the greatest interior ever put into a car, but it looks pretty much like like it did when it left the showroom.
Yeah, well, Ford from this era did a good job. They didn't make it nice, but they made it so that you don't
durable.
Yeah, and it looks decent.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of just a simple, like, this is your interior. It's an interior.
Guys, what did you do with the interior?
We put one in.
We put one in.
Yeah.
It's really fun to rev it out.
Yeah, well, my favorite thing about this car is not really the canyon. It's like nighttime freeway. Like, you feel like you're on the prowl, kind of, in this car. It's just sinister.
What would make this car super cool is if you shipped it to Japan.
Yes.
You ship it to Japan, you go run those freeway tunnels at night like they do over there. They go out at like 2 in the morning with 200 miles an hour in the tunnels. This car is like a perfect, you'd get you'd get speed hunters to do like muscle in Japan. That's when this car would be the jam. But you know what? It drives really good. It still drives really good. Yeah. And every time I see you, which is now 3 times, you're like, oh, watch out for this thing, and maybe it's this. And you said that there have been some issues.
Oh, with a car making twice as much horsepower as it really probably has any business making, you're gonna have some issues.
But none of the issues have ever really come up when I've been driving it.
We had the tuning issue, which was
oh, you fixed that though. It's running good now.
Yeah. Well, it turns out if you run your car 10% leaner than it should be running, it doesn't run perfectly.
Turns out it won't run great.
Turns out this car needs fuel.
But most importantly, the cameras are still rolling, which means we have a video.
Yeah.
Which means next time we hang out, we can just hang out, and we don't have to do this.
Yes.
Thanks for coming down. I do. This car is really cool. It's really a neat piece of interesting quasi factory tuner kind of history.
Well, and if you ever forget that it's kind of special, you can look around at
all
100 different
all
Saleen
the signatures. It says wait, before we get out of here, how many visible Saleen logos? Okay, 1. Are we counting Steve's signature?
Well, I didn't ask for that. So the extremes came with that.
Okay, so that counts. That's factory. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that it? There's 9.
No, you've got a little
10
right there.
Okay, there are 10 visible from the driver's seat.
Yeah.
There's at least 5 more outside.
Yeah, at least.
There's another 2 or 3 under the hood. That's awesome. Check out Nick's Wheelwell to see how he's modified this car, and it's fast and loud, and it's good fun. Check out my Wheelwell. You want to take a look at what's going on in my garage this week. I'm posting updates as I go through life with my stupid car collection. And thank you for watching. Thank you for coming down thrice. And we love you all. See you later.